And you're welcome back. This afternoon, we're speaking with the US-based footballer who's decided to do some charity work here in Ghana. Jeremiah Atauchu, who plays for the American side, Chargers, is currently here on a working visit to Accra. He's joining us in studio for a conversation on this. Jeremiah, it's good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Initially, we're having that conversation. When we say football here, everybody thinks about soccer. But there's rugby as well, which you're referring to, right?
Yes. So,
and for the sports itself, for those who are here in Ghana and do not know much more about it, just give us a description of what we're talking about.
American football is like rugby with shoulder pads on and helmets. So that's America's quote-unquote game. And, you know, I've been playing it for about 10 years professionally. I actually started out as a footballer, you know, with the foot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And now you're wearing the helmet.
Now I'm wearing the helmet.
It's perceived to be a hard man's job.
It is. It takes a lot of willpower, a lot of work ethic, and just, you know, the grace of God to stay healthy. And it's a very violent game.
And what's amazing is that many see this just as the sports and the money that comes with it, but what you're doing is going beyond and bringing about some change. And that's why I want to talk about why you are in Accra and why you're deciding to do charity, by the way.
Absolutely. I've always had a passion for West Africa, and just, you know, visiting Ghana has become a second home for me in the off season. So in partnership with the Renell Ghana Foundation, I've been able to sponsor a lot of girls in Ghana to go to school in a local hospital in the Ada region. So just continue to build that pipeline and that connection between American sports and the country of Ghana and create more opportunities.
What was that point of reflection for you that made you go all out to support and to say, well, first of all, it's Ghana and I'm supporting these girls?
I think it's just the, you know, first of all, just the love of, you know, what Ghana represents to West Africa, the Black Star. We know how important, how unifying Ghana as a country is for West Africa. Being somebody that left the continent at 8 years old, you know, I'm coming back for the first time after 22 years. You know, that's, really why I'm in Ghana in particular.
It fits into this whole national policy of beyond the return, trying to harness the energy of the African diaspora and getting them to build back the continent. Do you subscribe to that idea that we need to gain more momentum and getting the diaspora back home?
That's absolutely my passion. So when I'm in the locker room with the guys, you know, we have these conversations, and a lot of these guys who are African American with no ties with anybody in Africa, they want to come. They're like, take me, you know. So for me, I put the onus on myself to build that bridge, and that's really my end goal, is to, you know, create a pipeline for kids who want to play sports and really just allow them to be able to go to college abroad.
You've been in Accra for a number of days. Where have you been so far, and how exciting has it been? I mean, speaking to all these people, you motivate, you inspire, and you support financially as well.
So being in Accra has been great. I've gone to the Ada region. We've done some work at the local hospital, donating beds, and in the maternity ward, oxygen tanks. We've been up north to the Tamale region. I made it to Bogatanga.
And I see you're excited about it.
you know, living abroad,
Yeah.
you know, there's definitely a passion and a different energy with this new generation that I'm a part of, to really make that connection and partner with organizations like the Renell Ghana Foundation that's doing amazing work for the girl child in Ghana.
I see. And this whole push to have more and more of your likes, persons of influence to support, is this something you plan to network on to get more people joining and coming on board? And what does the future hold for this project that you're running?
I definitely think the future is, you know, me taking back, you know, all my experiences and the wealth of knowledge and seeing where the needs are within the country, and just kind of, you know, transferring that over to my peers. And I know a lot of them will be excited. So, you know, this time next year, I'm planning another trip with a big group of guys. So there's going to be more of an influx of support for the youth, you know, to really encourage them and push them in different directions, not just sports, but just overall and how they can help build up the country.
Is it just in the area of education? Because sports development is also critical, you agree? That's the space in which you find yourself.
Yes, absolutely. So I attended Georgia Tech, the Georgia Institute of Technology in Atlanta, Georgia, a very highly prestigious school. We have to play sports and go to school and be very competitive at both. Yeah. So for me, the school always comes with the sports, and we kind of want to mend the two together.
Okay. Yeah. I'm expecting that a lot more will happen in the coming days. But Jeremiah Atauchu, the name itself, when that sounds, where do you draw the connection?
Man, so a lot of people have drawn the connection back to Ghana. That's a very popular name. Actually, when I was in the northern region, they said that there's an Atauchu in that area. I was born in Nigeria, and I moved to the United States in 2001. So, I could be from anywhere on this Western hemisphere.
What's much more important is that you are African and you identify with the side of the continent. But life out there in the Americas and for persons of color, it's often a matter that comes with a lot of concern. Are you coping, and how are you finding it out there?
It definitely, I always say a lot of us need therapy. For me, being a person of color, playing a very aggressive, violent sport, that allowed me to exercise my God-given abilities, played right into that, and that was my therapy for a long time. I think right now my therapy is, traveling around the world and, blessing people and, being healing to, to the place that I'm from.
And let's talk about your sports. It's not so popular here in Ghana, but how about plans to make it more popular and to have many more people follow? For instance, what was the last performance in terms of the last season for you?
That was in January. Okay. So yes. We have a pretty long off season. Mm-hmm. We see a lot of the NFL Africa has made a push to make a presence in Ghana. For me, having started out as a real football player, yes, I'm more passionate about allowing kids to develop in all sports. So including the female sports to possibly create a pipeline for scholarships abroad and, other opportunities that way.
Do you feel we should be putting that as part of the extracurricular activities in our, education system? Because football finds a clear expression when it comes to the high school, the senior high school level. We go for intercolleges, and the type of football you're talking about does not find its way there. Do you feel these are some of the considerations we should be doing in terms of policy?
Absolutely. Definitely a developmental side of it. So having the resources for kids to train, the proper nutrition, and just creating a space for that. So that's really one of the first mandates for me, is to create that, that platform for kids to be able to get into these sports.
Okay, let's talk about the message to stakeholders and having participation with this foundation that you're running here in Accra. Are you open to having more and more people join you, or would you want to see more support and partnership? Some may be strategic, just people supporting the cause that you are on.
This is absolutely an international push. So I'm calling on, my professional soccer players in Europe, my professional football players in America. So this is we all want to be able to come here and say that we open doors. We got the chance to go abroad and really had opportunities. I don't know if I would have had that same opportunity here. So we want to open more doors for people on the continent.
And you give them wache and fufu when they come around, I'm sure.
The wache is amazing.
Definitely. Jeremiah, any final word for our viewers and for those who love your sport?
Just, my love for the country of Ghana, the efforts that, Ghana is making, and just, we want to continue to pour in and invest into the youth. And the Renel Ghana Foundation, my friend Nelson Mandela has been taking me around the country. And
you're enjoying. You're having a good time.
I'm having a good time. It's definitely doing God's work, so I'm definitely enjoying it.
Anyway, Jeremiah, we'll see you again.
Thank you.
And I'm sure, when next will that be?
Very soon.
Very soon, and that's it. He's a rugby player, but in America they say they're a footballer. So anyway, we'll take that. We'll take that for Jeremiah. Thank you for joining us this afternoon as well.